it's really liberating to write fiction.
Mm.
It's a very different kind of writing because when you're writing nonfiction, I'm doing a lot of archival stuff or interview
Yeah.
based stuff, and you've got to verify everything. You've got to dig.
Yeah.
You can't be satisfied until, so it takes an awful long time to write anything
Mm.
because it's verify, check, is this
Research
correct?
and
Yeah, and and then am I being exact? Is my wording exact? Is it because I don't want to imply something that's not true, and I have to be
yeah.
very careful and meticulous. And then with fiction, it's like, okay, let's just let things float. Let's see how things sound.
Yeah.
This sounds like a good way to end this, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like you have a lot more. It's scarier in some respects because you're relying entirely on your mind to
Mm.
make it work and make
Yeah.
it fit together, and it's got to fit and it's got to be compelling for the reader, but at the same time, at least you don't have to verify everything 1,000 times.
You probably should make note of what you're doing while you're doing it though, because you don't want to forget what a character said or thinks and
Right. Right, but it's not the same thing. It's not,
no, no.
there's no burden of, oh, I've completely misrepresented this, or I've gotten this entirely wrong, or whatever. It's not the same
Yeah.
thing. So it's a different kind of writing, and it is very
Yeah.
liberating. Also, it's much more lyrical. I mean, when you write
Yeah.
uh, boring academic stuff, it's a certain kind of voice and a certain kind of language, and there's not really much room for lyricism,
Mm.
and description where necessary. Sometimes you want to be deliberately false, right? I mean, a
Yeah.
narrator is not always reliable,
Hmm.
but in nonfiction, you've got to be as careful and accurate as possible, and so it's a different part of your brain in a sense.
Yeah. Do you find it easy just to switch between the two? Can you just go, okay, fiction, and the blinders go on and you just get into it?
I'm better at it now. When I started, I always wanted to write fiction. I knew that that was something that I wanted to do when I was a teenager, and um, but when I started, it was often hard for me to write the fiction because what was coming out on the page was my academic ease, if you will.
Mm.
And I had to like scrap it and start over again, or and it took so then I got to the point where again dividing night and day or weekend
Mm.
and was helpful, and I had to get into a different mindset, and
Yeah.
sometimes a little bit of scotch would be helpful to help me relax and just let it flow. And but I had to consciously force myself uh, to get into a mode where I'm letting myself float, my brain float freely.
Mm.
Um, Now it actually, after I've been doing this for about 6 years now. The if when I get into fiction, I can switch just back and forth. I can
Yeah.
go from my academic document to my fiction document, and I get
Mm.
into a very different mindset just doing so.